Visio, how to create your process map. So process map is another prototyping tool that helps us map out the processes. Is one of the tools we use for gap analysis when we want to understand the gap between the assist and the to be. Process map is one of the easiest tools to use to map processes. So everyone has downloaded Visio, which is great. Aside Adiola, who hasn't been able to because of MacBook. However, Adiola will show you later what you can use. Or let me just do that now, if that's okay with everyone. Sorry, to take just a few minutes. Adiola, if you can just go to Lucy Charts.
Okay.
Online. And then you see lucychart.com. Click on it. So I mean, so that you can have you can follow the class tonight and play around with this. So you just log in. Yeah, you just log in. I already have an account. So for me, I already have an account. So when you want to start, you can start. You can create a blank screen, blank document. Yeah. So yeah, you need swim lanes. But let me look for yeah, so you click on shapes. Sorry. Apologies to everyone. We'll soon start using Visio. I just want to ensure that everyone gets sorted. Yeah, so you can use this predefined one, or you can okay. You can use this predefined one. Can everyone still hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. You can use that predefined one, or you can drag and drop. No, this is not it. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. You can use this one, this container. It helps you it helps you just align how you want it to be, so you can control things. All right, yeah. So you can just download that and just follow through what we are doing tonight. It gives you access, like free trial for some. You might not just be able to save after 2 or 3, but like download after 2 or 3, but yeah, besides that, you should be able to practice. If that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So yeah, this is Visio, everyone, and this is going to be very practical. You're going to give me the project that we'll walk through tonight. So first things first, what you want to do is you want to change, because every one of you we have something like this view. You want to go to, so sorry, let me go to home. You want to click on design and change the orientation.
Sorry, Bolu.
Hello.
Should we open a Visio as well?
It's up to you.
Okay.
It's up to you. It's a very practical class. Yeah, so you will change it from you change the orientation to landscape. That's the first thing. You want to change to landscape because it gives you room to do a lot. And then whilst you are on design, you can select any design from here. Any of this is up to you, whichever design you want to use. Also, another thing is you wouldn't see this. Let me just delete it so that it gives us the opportunity. Oh, okay, I can't. All right, I'm going to open a new one. Let me open a new one so that I can start from the beginning and yeah. Okay. So first things first, we change to portrait. I'm sorry, landscape. Then you can select any design. Since you're still on design, you can select any design you want. Then you click on more shapes. You go to flowchart. You click on cross-functional flowchart and basic flowchart. This is the tool that you'll be using to create your process flow because you are doing process map. All right. And then I'm going to select a theme. It's always safe if you pick a theme that has the same color all through. I think Deji prefers if you use black and white, but um the issue that comes with that is it doesn't let you uh it doesn't give you the what do they call it? Okay, it doesn't allow you it doesn't give you the arrow straight. I will show you what I'm talking about now. So let me drag this. I will delete it. I just quickly want to explain what I was referring to. Let's move this up. If you need me to go back and explain something again, please do call my attention to it. We have 2 hours for this session, so yeah. Another thing you need to click on is you view and then you click on auto connect. This is what allows your arrow to automatically connect. All right. So this you see this line, it's supposed to be an arrow. It's not showing as an arrow, so you have to do a lot for you to get that. But when you select a design, what it does is the design already comes with an arrow. Can you see how it changed? Are you guys there? Please respond if you
Hello,
can
Yes.
hear me.
hello,
Okay.
1 minute, please. When I clicked on my swim lane, I only had one function. Did you duplicate the rows?
One function, what do you mean?
I mean, it had only one role, which it was labeled function.
I don't understand. Do you mean the swim lane?
Yeah, the one I think it was the swim lane you moved to the.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted, I'll show you what I did.
Okay.
I just quickly wanted to show you guys that. So, when you want to create swim lane, it depends on how many lanes you are creating. So, depend on the projects that we are working on. So, you guys, please give me a project because this will determine the number of swim lane we'll create. It depends on the number of users that will be interacting on your swim lane.
No, Bolo.
Like, what type of project do you want?
Hello, Bolo.
Project. Any project, as long as it's not the project you are working on.
Excuse me, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
I can hear you.
moving from
I
a
just-
sorry, moving from manual form.
No, you have to give me a project, like what project, and like for instance, the last set they gave me, let me see, let me show you so that you understand. So they gave me Quilox bar and so it's the process of ordering in Quilox bar, right? So what is the journey like? So when you are creating process map, what you are doing is you are showing us the journey your user will go through from start to finish. So you are showing us the end-to-end journey of what your users will go through to achieve their goal. For example, if you go to Prep Major courses and you want to courses website and you want to buy a course, what is the journey like? That's what you are creating in your process map. Who are the actors involved? For example, you see, we have the actors involved here is we have the customer, we have the receptionist, we have the bar attendant, we have the bar manager, and we have the accounts department. So you can see all the actors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actors. So yeah, basically that's what you need. Like you need to tell me a project that we are working on and bringing alive, and we are going to work on end-to-end journey of that project,
What about
of the process.
what about automating an insurance policy acquisition or something?
Like, well, insurance has gone far. Let's navigate through a supermarket setting. Like going to a supermarket to get an item.
Okay, so how about you make it more rather than saying think like a BA, right? Think about a project that you will do, not necessarily something very, very, oh, I'm going to the supermarket to buy something. Rather, think about a project that you will do. For example, if you remember when we did the role play and Wale said, I want you to create a website, a mobile app that is finance based, right? And this is what I want. I want my customers to be able to create their login, their sign up, how they'll be sign up, what happens when they sign up, and all of that. So think about a project, not necessarily something abstract. Yeah, you can automate anything. You can create a new project in your head. So you can say a mobile app, you can say a website, you can say, oh, process of buying a mortgage. I mean, think about something that is tangible that you will do as a business analyst. Don't I want you guys to think like a business analyst right now, rather than just a random person that is an amateur and is just saying, oh, I want us to do this just for the fun of it. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to you guys?
I want to suggest that, we automate a claims process of a health insurance organization.
Okay. Does everybody agree? Because everybody has to understand as well, so that everybody can flow with it. Does everybody agree?
I don't understand about
You
insurance.
can do something simple that everybody.
Moyo, when you talk about health insurance company, we need to consider the numbers of actors that will be involved.
I think I agree with the claim process, because that's exactly what I said. It's an automation, just to automate the process from start to end.
Okay.
So you have a lot of actors there. You have a customer, you have agents, you have, so those it will be fun to see.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree with that? Because everybody needs to participate.
Yeah,
Any
that's fine.
I'll
disagreement?
suggest otherwise. Let's choose an environment that is very easy for any of us to understand. I don't have any clue about insurance processes.
Okay. Guys, can you suggest something that everybody can relate with?
Okay. Can they relate with maybe acquiring Netflix? You know, I don't know how to put it now.
Okay, yeah, maybe
What if we consider real estate?
yeah, for the Netflix we can say uh maybe redesigning the app, or yeah, or we are creating something similar to Netflix, like a product similar to Netflix, right?
Yes.
Something like that. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I'm only hearing one or two voices. Does that work for everyone, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we are creating something like Netflix, right? So let's say, what should we title our own? What should be the title of ours?
Flexflix.
Sir?
BA
Flexflix.
Flex.
Flexflix.
BA Fleece.
Flexflix. Okay.
I know
So,
agree. BA Fleece.
don't worry, it has passed. So, yeah, when you pick the first swim lane, you will see that it had title, it had face, it had function, and yeah, so we have different actors here. We have the user, and I think we have the system, right?
System administrator.
And not necessarily system administrator, but the system, because the system does something. So whenever a user clicks a particular thing, the system responds because it's automated. It's not necessarily anybody doing anything. It's been automated in the backend. Okay, so with Visio is always versioned. So you need to always version your Visio. So let's name this V0.1. Okay, I'll just move it from here. So Control X to the face. Yeah, V0.1. The reason why we do that is because stakeholders might still give their correction, their input, and say, oh, I wanted to change this. Oh, I don't like where this is. Can we move this around? And you get, so you are, for every version that is corrected, ensure that you version your process map. So our first actor is the user. The second is the system. Any other actors that you guys can think about? So do you see how I got this second swim lane? Did I explain?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes, so okay, I can delete it. You just drag and ensure that you are seeing this orange line and drop it, because if you sometimes it can create this one for you, and this is not what you want. You just want another swim lane, not necessarily another one that brings out the title and all of that. So, and then just double click inside, and you're able to type whatever it is you want. Is that clear up to this point?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this is the cross-functional. So we click on the basic flow chart, and as you can see, every one of them is named. All of these, they are all named. All the shapes, they have names. However, for this, most of the time, many a times, these are the shapes that you'll be using.
Okay.
Process, decision, sub-process, start/end, document, and data. Most of the time when you are creating. For the data, it's not every time, but if you are doing a data migration project and you need to say, oh yeah, this data has to be, that's when you bring this in. For documents, for instance, a document needs to be captured in the flow, then you have to use this to say that this is it. However, if you're doing BPMN, because there are some process flow that you will see that they are doing something like this. Yeah, it's mostly for BPMN, which is different, a bit different, but it's still under you can still find it in Visio, because Visio is such a powerful tool. If you go to more shapes, you will see a lot of things. Like I mentioned, you see, is engineering, it was made for engineers. As you can see, there are so many things that you can play around with. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a software project that you're trying to do. I think you can also use it as a solution architect to create stuff. So there's so many things. As you can see, AWS, a lot of things, Azure DevOps. Okay, so there are many things that you can explore. And it also has wireframe. You can see all of this. All right. So there are so many things, so many things. Visio is such a powerful tool. So you guys can play around it. But for tonight, our business is creating process map. Okay. So first things first, we start. We click on start, which is the beginning of our process. So you can type in start, but because not every stakeholder will know that that's what the shape means, but people that have been in the game for a long time will know when they see this shape, they know it's either start or end. All right. So what's the first thing a user would do when they come to our website?
They have to register.
Hey, is that the first thing they would do though?
No, that's not
Another
the
thing,
first thing. They will have to go through what you have on your site before they will just register now.
exactly. So they'll browse through the website. Yeah. So one thing I want to say is if you write your acceptance criteria right, you can use it to create your process map. If you write it well, you can use it to create your process map. Also, another basic rule is that with process map, you start with verb. You always have to start with a verb, an action word. So, and you don't write sentences in process map. Like, Ade is a boy, is going to school. No. So, you use a verb that is a punchline so that everybody knows that this is exactly what you're referring to or what you are inferring. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Do you need me to explain again?
No, well, I
Okay.
don't understand that.
So the first thing is you browse through a website because that's your first interaction with the website. You browse through the website before you decide to sign up, right? Is everybody agreed on that?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
you can say navigate to website. I think this is small. Let me increase the font size. Oh, can everyone see this? Is this better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, navigate to website. So also another thing is with this is whenever you put a process, what you are saying is this is a process. This is the process this person has to go through to do anything on this particular website. So the person navigates through the website because that's the first thing you can say they browse through because navigating to the website is just necessarily coming to the website. They browse through the website, or you can decide to leave it. So another thing is we have high level process map and there's low level process map. High level process map doesn't go into all the details. It just gives us pointers, while low level process map goes into nitty gritty. However, when you are doing a high level process map, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be vague. High level process map doesn't necessarily equals vagueness. It doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, it's just one line or two lines or something. It means it's not going through into details, breaking down things into the granularity like your acceptance criteria would. Um, so however, you need to know the stakeholders that you are dealing with because some stakeholders don't have time. Those kind of stakeholders, they only need to see high level process map. While stakeholders that have time, there are some stakeholders that really want to see how things will be broken down in the simplest, in the smallest form. Those ones you can sit with them and show them the low level. But many stakeholders will want to see high level process map. Does that make sense? Have I confused you? Ooh.
It's clear.
Yes, no. It makes sense to everyone. Okay, thank you. So, now a user will make a decision. the reason a user is making a decision is you can't force signing off down their truth, right? Because sorry, I take that back. Because this is you people show. I can't be running it. What's the next thing a user does?
Take decision.
No. What's the next line of action?
After browsing through the website, make a decision on registering or not.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So sign up. Every decision has to end with a question mark because we have the yes and no process. So the reason why a user has to take a decision at this point is because you can't force them to sign up. It's either a yes or a no thing. It's either they sign up or not. They can decide to browse through your website and leave, and they can decide to sign up. Right?
Yeah.
Is that clear to everyone? Is
Yes.
that clear to
Just-
everyone?
Just a quick one. What if the user also decides to just click on a movie before even signing up?
I mean, those are the things that you guys will have to think about covering. So, yeah.
Well, can you do that in any website where you watch a movie before you register?
So it's not up to you. How did you
probably-
build your website? What did you see? What was the specification you gave? If the user clicks on a movie and has not signed up, what happens? What was the specification you gave?
He might be able to watch a preview of the movie.
But what then happens after watching the preview?
So if he
What
wants
then
to watch
happens?
it- if he wants to watch it, he will sign up.
Exactly. So it's about how you created this, and I'll show you that. But let's finish this sign up. So if it's a yes, what happens? If it's a no, what then happens?
If it's a yes, it navigates you to the sign up page.
What navigates you?
The system takes
Okay.
you to.
All right. So redirect to, right?
Yeah, redirect to sign up page.
Direct to sign up. Sign up page. Okay, so once you double click on this arrow, you'll be able to type yes. If it's a no, what then happens?
Redirect to home page.
Or you can just tell them to continue browsing. That's it. Because it's still, you just loop it.
Yeah.
You say no. Right? You can
Yeah.
just easily loop it back. So the scenario the other person brought up, sorry, I can't see the person talking because I'm sharing my screen. So no disrespect. For example, if let's say this is the scenario. Clicks on movie. So if we have the decision point. Yeah, did it signed I want to loop it back here like this, right? If it is a no, if it's a no, right, it will redirect you to the sign up page before you can watch any movie. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, it's not this. Let's say clicks on movie. Let's say okay, let's say this is hypothetical. So let's say that this person hasn't signed up and we don't have this decision yet. So we'll ask the question, sign up. If it's a no, right? If it's a no, we loop it back here. Redirect sign up page, because this is a no. And if it is a yes, we'll come here, create this, and then it redirects to movie page, right? Yeah, so that's how that will have worked. But it has to come before.
Since
sign up.
we're having to sign up, is it possible to move
No,
the
I mean, this is hypothetical. I'm going to remove
Okay.
this. This is not going to work like this.
Okay.
Okay, this is just an assumption.
Yeah, because someone mentioned it and I just quickly wanted to show the person how it would have worked. So,
Okay.
in that situation, you can put it here and say, click on movie. No, so this will be a decision. I mean, this will be a process. A minute. This will be a process, right? And you say, click on movie. On movie, right? Then sign up, and this one will come this way. Okay. Yeah, so this should be yes. No, this will be no. And this will be yes. Direct to be yes. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I mean, many people are quiet, so Guys, do you understand what I just did? Or
No, she should just tell everyone to pick one thing they want so far.
I can't hear you if you are speaking. Hi, guys.
It's okay. I can understand.
What did you say?
I understood what you did. I'm
Oh,
just
okay. Yeah, does every other person understand? Like, is it clear to everyone?
Sorry, I just want to know what did you mean to you see the redirect to sign up page? Is that supposed to be on the systems part or
Yes, because it's the system that is doing it. It's not you. So
okay,
everything that is here is an action that is taken by this person.
okay,
Everything on this swim lane is the action taken by this actor.
okay,
So these are actors. So this is your user. This is what your user will do. This
okay.
is what the system will do, right?
Yeah, that
So when the system redirects, oh, sorry, when the system redirects the user to the sign up page, something happens, right? So something happens. So what happens? What happens?
it shows the sign up page.
The user signs up.
Okay, so that means it's going to go back to the user swim lane because it's the user that is signing up, right? So
Yeah.
you move this way. You can use this connector to connect when it's not in the same lane. Then continue with your pointer. So enter details. Enter details, right? Because this is high level, we just say enter details. If it's low level, we have to specify what are these details, username, password, and like that. But this is high level, so enter details is fine. And then once a user has entered their details, what happens next? Let's say the user submit the details. All right. You guys, please wake up. This is an interactive session.
Make payment.
Not yet. So we are still signing up. User is signing up. User is signing up. So when a user submit their details, what happens?
System grants access.
Okay, so the system verifies the details.
Yeah.
There's only one person that is speaking. We chose this so that everybody can participate. Verify details. Verify details.
Yeah.
So what then happens? What happens next?
you're given access.
Before he does that. So when the system verifies details, well,
if the detail is correct, login will be successful.
Okay, so the system makes a decision, right?
Yeah.
And says detail approved. Let's see, approved or something like that. I don't know. Or if you can give me a better English for this, I'll be
Or
glad.
confirmed.
Uh, because it's making a decision. Is it confirmed? Because it's trying to verify the details. Is it confirmed? I'm not sure. Because it's going to, if
Verify first before confirming or approving.
because it can't what the system, because the system is going to make a yes or no decision to either say the login is successful, or we can say authentication, right, rather than authenticate details, right? And then we say authentication authentication. Yeah, it's not confirming authentication. When you authenticate something, you are trying to verify if it's correct or
Verify.
not,
Okay.
right? Yeah, it's not, you are trying to, so I don't think confirm it, because if you say confirm, that means it's working, it's passed, and we can continue with our life. But when you're authenticating something, you are trying to see if it's correct or not.
Okay.
Authentication approved or something. Let's use approved. If you guys have a better English, I don't mind, but yeah, for now.
The authentication will check first if it is yes or no before it can be approved.
It's a question. That's why there's a question mark here. For every decision, there's a question mark because it's asking if something has been done. That's the meaning. Do you understand?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Can you repeat that, please?
For every decision, there's a question mark because it has not yet been, it's not the final process. So you are asking, have you approved it? Yes or no? It's not a final take.
All right. Okay.
Does that make sense? So you see, sign up. We didn't say, we said sign up is a question mark. Is this person signed up? If yes, this is what happens. If no, this is what happens. Does that make sense to you guys?
Does.
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Okay. I'm looking for something that I wouldn't. Okay, I'll just expand this. Make it bigger. Okay. All right. So if it is a yes, what happens? And if it's a no, what then happens?
The yes, it shows the movie. If it's a no, returns to.
Shows the movie already.
Okay, it goes back to the page. To the to browse the page, the movie page.
If it's a yes, so let's say redirect to home page. This is yes. If it's a no, process. If it is a no, no, sorry. Request correct details. The system requests correct details from the user, right? And then the user provides correct details. Okay, this should be home page, not movie page. Let's change this to home page. And then we loop it back to this space. So with the assumption that the user will provide their correct details and then it redirects them to the home page. Okay, so now that a user is redirected to the home page, what happens when they click on a movie? What's the plan? Is there a subscription before they can watch a movie, or they can watch a movie just by signing up? How do you guys want a platform to be? A movie platform to be?
So there has to be a subscription.
Okay.
So
Okay.
to subscribe. The decision making by the user.
Okay. So let's do this like this and say, so you can expand this. Oh, sorry. You can expand this by clicking. You see how it has changed to something like a ruler, and just drag it. So let's say redirect user to home page. Right, let's do page like this. And let's say user selects movie. Select movie of choice. Okay. So
Enjoy movie.
or we can say browse through movies. Browse
Okay, browse
through
movie list.
movie list.
Yes, that's a better.
Okay.
Select movie of choice.
Okay. What action then happens next? What action happens next, guys, when a user selects movie of choice?
The system will allow the user to watch.
Yes. So
Without
what?
paying. Is this subscription basis or not? That's what we determine what we
It's subscription
do.
That
based.
should have been checked before the list. For subscribers, we only have access.
Yeah.
You can
So
go either ways. It doesn't matter. If you open Prime and you don't have subscription, you can browse through movie. You can't just watch it. It's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do.
You're right.
okay,
You're right.
maybe yes. Until they select a movie before it brings subscription.
Mm.
After signing up, then they should have to subscribe before they could start selecting movie of choice.
I should think so. Subscription cool. Signing up.
No, but if you see most
Can
websites,
go
you
either
can
way.
browse the list. You just
Say,
you
you're
just
right.
so once you click on the movie, then it tells you to subscribe. So select movie of choice, and the next thing will be system request subscription.
Can I
Is
look
that
at
not
this?
a decision?
Even the subscription will vary on the variables on either monthly payment or weekly payment. Because I'm trying to look at Sky. If you are subscribing to their channels, movie channels and things like that. Yeah.
No, majorly any based on monthly subscription.
Not in all cases maybe with Netflix, but with Sky, you can do just one day in some cases. Yeah, watch that for either for 1 month or a particular match, football match or whatever. So the options are there depending on what the menu is. I think we shouldn't worry ourselves too much about all the full detail. All these are subject to review or the work in progress.
Okay, so now it's time for the user to decide. Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, now it's time for the user to decide if they want to subscribe or not.
Or not. As supposing the user is already subscribed. What
Subscribe for movie. So remember that we are
if you have
following
already
a process.
subscribed?
Remember that we are following a process. You signed up first, right?
Okay.
You redirected. So this is the process you are following, right? You are telling us the end-to-end journey of how your website works. So this is the
Yeah,
process we are following.
I do appreciate that, but I'm still thinking that at one point or the other, whoever is logging could possibly be a
This is not
subscriber.
login. This is
No.
sign up.
Sign
There's
up.
a difference
Okay.
between
Okay.
login and sign up.
Okay, that's all right. Okay,
we're
that's fine.
setting up,
My apologies. Okay.
Yeah, we're setting up a movie site. This is the process.
There's a difference between login and sign up.
Okay.
And there's the journey for login as well, which you are supposed to create. But this is the journey we are creating now. So we've created the journey for the sign up, and it's connected, and then we are saying this is what's happening. Okay. All right, subscribe for movie. If it's a yes, what happens? If it's a no, what happens?
Back to square one.
Okay, if it's a no, all right, let's look it back to browse. You can browse the movie list. It's not a crime if you decide to continue browsing the movie list. You can just watch. So that's a no. And then if it's a yes, what then happens? If the user intends to subscribe, what happens?
Then there will be option of type of movie or cost. If it's going to include pricing of the movie per hour or per monthly, I don't know.
Okay. Select subscription. Select
Subscription will come into how to pay and how much to pay.
Subscription type.
And duration.
Yeah. Select subscription type is enough for high level. If you're going to low level, then you can explain that. You will use a sub process, which I can show you. You can use a sub process to say monthly, weekly, or subscription, and explain all the subscription types and the one they will select. But this is high level. So subscription type is enough. We don't necessarily need to go into all of those, if that makes sense. But on a low level, when we are breaking it down, which is always way bigger, its low levels are always very big mapped, because they go into the tiniest details, like the tiniest, like you're mentioning now, the monthly, weekly, whichever one the person wants, right? All of that will be listed for the low level. Does that make sense?
Yeah, drilling down. That's true.
Okay, so select subscription type, and let's say enter payment. Okay, select subscription type, then the system has to do something, yeah. What does the system do?
Give you the options of what is available, the menu kind of, in terms of caliber of subscriptions.
Okay, the system will redirect user to the payment page, because user has now selected the subscription type that they want to go for. Okay, so it goes back up, right, to the user, because now the user is taking the action, and the user will enter select payment type.
Payment details.
No, payment type. Oh.
Okay, payment type first. Yeah, that's good.
Jesus Christ.
What next happens? What happens, guys?
Proceed to payment.
Payment details.
Proceed to payment.
Okay,
Maybe
proceed to payment. Or let's just see. Let's just say click on submit button or click on payment button. Okay.
I think it can be paid securely, like after select payment type.
Yeah, you can do that for the low level and explain all
Okay.
of that. Yeah. So what does the system do?
Bank's request for payment type or bank details, rather.
So this covers that, I believe. It redirects them to the payment page. On the payment page, you have all of that information. The user has selected the payment type. They've clicked on payment button, right? So now, what's the system doing?
Verify payment.
Exactly. Yeah, verify payment. Verify payments. Okay. So the system makes a decision. Payment successful. Oh, excuse me. Okay, payment successful. What happens, guys? What happens?
Access granted.
What happens?
Movie.
Can be granted. Access granted.
Okay, access granted. If it's a yes, right?
Yeah.
If it's a yes.
Provided there is no error in completion of the bank details. There are times that happens. You want to make a payment and there are
So this is a yes, right? This is the yes process. So
system will grant you access to what?
Grant access.
The movie list.
Movie of choice.
Movie.
The movies.
To movies. Okay. I think that's better. So we don't have a sentence. Okay, if it's a no, what then happens?
If it's a no,
Redirect. Redirect.
Redirect.
Yes. Redirect back to the payment.
payment.
Really? Is that what the system does whenever you try to pay? And is that
Yes,
what
it
it
will
does?
redirect. It will send back a notification that payment unsuccessful.
Exactly. So
Yes, that is true.
request payment. Request. So when the system sends that back to you, what's the system doing?
Yeah, it's disapproving your details.
Okay.
Take it.
Request.
Denying access.
Payment method.
Yes, deny access.
Is it not
1
try
minute before.
another payment method?
Yeah, so it's requesting you to do
Option.
something. So we have to use, like, remember we're using a verb, an action word, and that makes sense too, because it's not only you that we see this, the developer too, we have a look at this and use it as well. So you're saying request what? Request
For alternative payment method or whatever.
Yeah, another payment method.
not necessarily. It might just be an omission or something. So it's not every time that it might be another payment method.
So maybe
It might just be that your card, you
we
omitted one thing of your card.
enter payment. Retry.
Request details. So the system sends
That's
you a
retry.
request, right? Yeah, so request details, and then
Retry.
this is no. This is a no. Then the user, let's loop it back and say the user will do this. The user will select the payment type and start all over again and try to do it until it's successful, and then you are granted access. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So when a user is granted access to movie, what then happens?
User selects movie of choice.
Okay. Let me see.
User watches movie.
Let's just say watch preferred movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch preferred movie. Then what then happens?
Enjoy.
Yeah, so we can end the process.
Yeah.
We can end the process or either create or login. Sorry, I feel it's best to use red for ending your process, so everybody knows that the process is ended. End. Or you
It should
can
be green. That's green light that you can now
decide.
watch.
Yeah, so that's the journey. This is high level, so you can imagine how big low level will be if high level is like this, right? So this is a high level process map. and you can see how it took us to brainstorm and get to this point. So process map is not the funnest thing, but it's very interesting to do. It makes you think, it makes you really, really think about, oh, does this work? Does this not work? Does it make sense here? Does it not? Or like that. But we can decide to create a login journey as well for this and decide not to end it and say or we can put here signed up if the user is already signed up, we can say, let me delete this and say log in to account, right? And log into your account.
Bolu, can you put that under click on movie? So you can continue with the sign up if you're not signed up, and if you already have an account, then when you log in, it just takes you to the end of watch movies.
I didn't get that, sorry.
You know, before you're putting a login after sign up. I would say you put it under you put it in the same area with click on movie, then it tells you login or it tells you sign up. So it will be a decision that's maybe like, do you have an account? If yes,
yeah, so this is a question, right? It's saying sign up. If it's a yes, then that means
no.
This question is saying, are you signed up? Do you have an account? If it's a yes, then you can log into your account.
But it's not showing that. That's what I'm saying. There's no the no or yes.
Yeah, because I'm going to write yes. I deleted the yes before. This is no. It redirects you to sign up page.
I thought
enter
sign
your
up.
details.
I was thinking sign up will be something you do for registration and not won't ask you if you have
so question mark doesn't necessarily mean you have done that thing. So when you have a decision, right? Your decision is saying that, have you done this in this process? Right? So your yes is okay. If it is saying, so when we say sign up, it's saying, the question is, do you have an account with us? So when you go to a website, right, and you open the website and you browse through the website and you get to a particular place where maybe you have to take an action and it redirects you to that page, it's either you have the login page or you say sign up, and then down you can see already have an account and you click on login. So you are taking a decision, right? That's what it means. So every time you see a decision, it doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, for example, look at this authentication approved. It doesn't necessarily mean that this, so is saying, has this authentication been approved? If it's a yes, it redirects you. This is the next line of action. If it's a no, this is the next line of action. Sign up. Have you signed up? If it's a yes, this is the next line of action. Log into your account. If it's a no, this is the next line of action. It will redirect you to sign up page. Does that make sense? Or you are still
Yes,
confused?
it makes sense.
I don't know who asked the question. I don't know. Does that make sense to you? I'm saying we can do it this way. How we did it before is not wrong. I'm just giving you instances of how you can do it, because it doesn't make sense for you to start creating login at the end of your process. And that's why the person that was talking before was mentioning that you should have logged into your account. So it's a decision. When you have a decision point, it's asking you that, have you done this? If it's a yes, okay, this is the action you take. This is the next line of action. Are you already signed up on our website? If it's a yes, log into your account. If it's a no, our system will redirect you to our sign up page so that you can sign up and become a member on our website. That's what it's saying.
Yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay, so the log into account. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. So if it's a yes, log into your account, and then you can say it redirects you into the home page. Okay.
Otherwise, it takes you back to sign up.
What did you say?
If you can't log in, if you haven't set up to log in, then otherwise it takes you to sign up before you can log in.
Yeah, that's why we have to look.
Oftentimes, when you log in and you haven't signed up, it takes you back to process of signing up first before you can actually log in. Then you now see all the steps you have to go through before you can have an account, as it were.
Yes.
But in the real sense, you can't log in when you don't have an account. So you have to sign up before logging in first.
I'm saying the same thing. I said there are times people just want to log in, or you make the error
Yes.
just wanting to log in, and you discover that, oh, maybe you've done it a long time ago. You assume it went through, and you want to log in and you couldn't find your email address. Obviously, it's showing you that you haven't actually signed up, or you sign up with another user ID rather.
Okay, yeah. So, any questions, guys? Any question?
I have a question.
Yes.
I look into some of these arrows. I saw that some were breaking at some point, maybe at their starting point. How do you come about that?
Breaking, how do you mean?
Like it's not as if it's straight, like they have a small break.
Is this what you mean?
To align them, yeah, you just align them.
Okay, now I get it. Thank you. Yeah, that's the only thing confusing me. I understood everything you're doing.
Oh yeah, sometimes when you are putting it, because it's not aligned, it can give it this screwed shape. You can always just drag it and make it aligned as you want.
That's it.
Yeah, so sometimes when you are putting the arrow, like when you select and it's not aligned to where you want it to be, so you see it moves with. That's what happened. Okay. Any other question, guys?
We need to write a story along this path before we start constructing it at the planning stage.
Not necessarily. It's up to you. Like, not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to write a story, but if you have one, it makes your life easier. Because
But we
there
can
are times that Because there are times that the stakeholder will just give you the requirement and then they expect the gap analysis from you, and then you have to create the assist process. You might not have the time to put it in details, like back to your stakeholders. So you can just create the process map, like, so let's say this is the assist of how this project will be, and then we create another one as the to be. So you can add to pages, you can rename pages, you can name this as assist. Let's just say this is how their current process is, but they want where they want to be is that maybe from what example can I use now? Maybe they want to change their payment page, or maybe maybe they just want to change something in their process, in all this process. I can't think exactly of what they want to change right now. Yeah, so they've already given you, oh, this is what we are going. So you need to look into this process. Now you've created the assist, you need to also create it to be the future process, where it's going to be, how they are going to authenticate. Maybe they want to change the way they authenticate, like from sign up. Maybe now they want to put a captcha. They don't have a captcha before. Now they want to improve their security level, their data level, and all of that. So all of those will be captured in your to be, and then you present it back, and that's where trying to see when you do the assist and then you do the to be, that's when you're able to see the gap between both. We never really had a great sign-up process, or the sign-up process was too tedious, or it wasn't that grand, or whatever, as the case may be. And now we want to improve on that. So this is what we need to do to get to this point that we are going to. Yeah, if that makes sense. But if you have your acceptance criteria, I mean, you can use it to create your process map. It makes your life really easy. You don't lift. Like I said, you're doing you're using verbs. You are not writing a sentence. So if you look through your acceptance criteria, you will get a lot of ideas on what to do, how to go about your process flow. All right. I hope I answered your question. I heard a lot of ladies' voices tonight. What's going on, my ladies? What's happening?
Hi, Bolo. I wanted to ask, at what point do you do this process mapping? I mean, to also do gap analysis. From what it sounds like, this is probably what should have been done when the project is being sanctioned, right? So, and then I heard again that, you can use acceptance criteria, meaning that, broken down the project to bits for the sprint as it is. So, I mean, looking at the purpose of a gap analysis for the company to make a decision on process improvement, or probably, whatever. So at what point is it supposed to come in?
Okay, so let me correct some of the things you said. This is not only used for gap analysis. I said you can use it. Can is a very relative word because you can use it for gap analysis. It's one of the good tools for gap analysis, but it doesn't also matter if you are not doing a gap analysis because it's not every time that you will work on a project that is already on ground. You can have greenfield project. So greenfield project means that this is the first time they are doing something like that. Do you get? So if you don't have a gap analysis, like if you're not doing a gap analysis, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot create a process map. Because what a process map does is it's telling you the end-to-end journey, it's showing you the end-to-end journey of how that project will go. When is it supposed to be done? Supposed to be done at the beginning of the project. Well, if you've not done it at the beginning of the project, you can do it when your project has started. Also, it doesn't matter if you have your acceptance criteria written or not. Like I was explaining to the person that asked earlier, when he was asking, is it compulsory for you to have written your acceptance criteria before you do this? And I said no, because there are times that you might meet a stakeholder that wants this presented back to them. They just give you, oh, this is what I want. This is I'm feeling about this project. This is where I want to take this project to. And you need to present a process flow to them, an end-to-end journey, and say, oh, this is the end-to-end journey of how I believe this project will go. You don't have that time to start writing your detailed acceptance criteria, and because when you present this back to them, it gives them the opportunity to say, oh, I want this click or movie to come to the end. Let's move this login to this place. Let's switch up things. Do you get? You are giving them a prototype of what the website is going to, or whatever how the project is going to go. Journey basis, end-to-end journey of, okay, so you use your project mandate to create this, and based on the project mandate that this stakeholder has given to us, whether the business owner or the product owner has given to us, you can come up with this so that it's easier to sign off this than a BRD that they have to read. So many people do better with visuals than with so many words in a document, and they have to read through several pages. Sometimes stakeholders don't have time for that. And that's why I say it's important for you to understand the stakeholder you are dealing with. Are they stakeholders that are more interested in high level? So for some stakeholder, this is not high level enough for them. So you need to understand the kind of stakeholders you are dealing with. So you have to be able to shrink all of this and it still makes sense to them, right? And you still capture the end-to-end. So it's just really understanding this is the kind of stakeholder I'm dealing with, and this is who they are. And yeah, I need to know how to deal with them. So yeah, basically that's how it works. Yeah, for your project, I would say start thinking about creating this.
Sorry, can I just ask along the line with what you just said? Does it mean that if you have this map drawn, it helps you in your acceptance criteria as well?
Yes, it does. If you've created your process map, yes, it will be really helpful in writing your users too. Vice versa. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Bolu, please, could you just move a bit to the end of this
I
process map?
cannot hear what you said, sorry.
I said, sorry, could you just move to the end of the process map, towards the end of
Oh, okay, sure.
No, that's fine, just there. Thanks. I'm trying to follow you every step and see what I can do. Thank you.
I cannot hear you. I don't know if it's just me.
I said I'm trying to follow you to see what I can do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the video will be available and I can send this to...
Yeah, I was going to ask, can we have a copy of this, please?
Yeah,
can we actually replicate when practicalizing on our own?
It would be nice to use your project to create something. So use your project.
Yeah.
It would be nice for it, and then show it to your mentor, so that your mentor can give feedback. Or if you have any question, you can send it to me. I can also give you feedback if that's okay. But it would be nice for you guys to start trying your project, like start creating this for your project.
All right, thank you.
What's the name of this?
Flex Flix, or yeah, I think so.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so any other question, guys? Any other question?
One. So while creating this, yes, who I mean, this should be probably, I mean, the requirements for the process. This is assuming as a BA that it's just meeting a client to understand, you know, the project as it is. Is it the PO I get this from, and that will be via an interview, or do I have to do like a workshop for stakeholders to tell me the customer journey?
I did not get that question. Please, could you repeat? I don't know. I don't know if it's my laptop, but I'm finding it difficult to hear.
So who provides the information for all these processes?
Get it.
Client or the BO or the PO?
Isn't this document analysis like where you get the document analysis?
So I will throw that question back to you guys. Who gives you requirements? Because that's the question you are asking. Anybody?
The stakeholder.
Okay, yeah.
The product owner.
It's not necessarily, yeah. So it's not every time, it's not on every project that you have a product owner. So the safe thing to say is the stakeholders, because you can have different stakeholders on a project and you need to know which stakeholder is relevant. If you have a product owner, great. You might never really need to interact directly with other stakeholders, and you might need to, because stakeholders doesn't just end with the business. Your developer is a stakeholder, the scrum master is a stakeholder, your fellow BAs are stakeholders, although in the real world, most times one BA to several projects. Yeah, so you might be the only BA on your team and you might not.
Sorry, Polly. So I'm guessing, is this where you do like document analysis on the current like processes of the company as you're doing the process map?
No. So
you do that.
That's different. So that's done in discovery stage. It depends on, it's not every time you do document analysis. It depends on the project that you're coming into. If it's a waterfall project, yeah, maybe there'll be a lot of documents to analyze. If it's an agile project,
Document slate.
there might not be so many documents. The documents we have is this process map. If they ever actually documented their process before, like maybe they had an assist process. But what if we are working on a greenfield project that they are just starting from scratch? They don't have any previous process for you to have a look at.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So there's a possibility for that. That can happen. Yeah. So um uh what was I saying? Sorry. I was saying something before that question. Please remind me, guys. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I think I
projects or something like that.
I was talking about stakeholders before the document analysis. Yes, so you can have different kind of stakeholders. You might have business owners as stakeholders. You might have head of department as your stakeholders. But your stakeholders are also your team members. They are stakeholders because the definition of a stakeholder is who is affected by the project, right? Anyone that is affected by the project that you're working on is a stakeholder. So your end users are stakeholders. Anyone that will be affected by that project. Your team is affected by the project because they have to work on the project. They have to understand the project. They have to bring this vision to life. So your requirements is gotten from anyone and it depends. So your elicitation technique is dependent on the kind of stakeholders that you have. Nobody can say this is the best elicitation technique to use for. So it's up to you as a BA to understand your stakeholder, do a stakeholder metrics, do a stakeholder analysis, and understand who are the stakeholders that I'm speaking to. Who are these guys? So you guys can look up stakeholder metrics, stakeholder analysis. Who was mentioning it during stakeholder management or managing stakeholders' expectation and all of that. So look it up. Try to do one for your team and see. You can also do a RACI metrics. It will help you. All of these things are very helpful. You never know when it will come in handy. So, yeah, sometimes you are lucky enough to have a product owner. Then comes to you and say, oh, this is what the business wants. And because you don't have a product owner, and it's not on every project you have a product owner. Every business analysis is a product owner. We do almost the same thing, just in a slightly different way. I hope that clarifies that.
Yes, it does. Thanks.
Alrighty. I hope that also clarifies the question. Every time it will happen, but if it happens here, definitely you have to analyze the document and understand. Yeah, but you can do this during discussion. And another thing I want to say is that your process map is not finite. That means it can expand as the project progresses. It's not a one-time thing, and that's why it is version. It's not a one-time thing that, oh, we've done it once, never going to do it again, or as
Subject to review, kind of.
As your project expands or continues to grow, you revisit this and work on it and say, yeah. So things will change. Also, your process map has to change with it as the process improves. Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, please.
Alrighty. Okay, any other question? Any other question from anyone? Okay, I can stop sharing then. Alrighty. If there are no questions from everyone, I think I can give you 5 minutes back of your time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bolu. Thanks.
Thank you, Bolu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Have a good
And
one.
have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, Bolu. Good night.
Good night.